right now. Pittsburgh's best sports show is about to begin. Call us or tweet us. We've got things to talk about on the Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call, powered by FanDuel Sportsbook.
All right, Paul, thanks very much. Good evening, everyone, and welcome inside our fan cave. It is the Nightly Sports Call brought to you by Ireland Contracting on FanDuel Sportsbook, powered by them. Bordas and Bordas Hotline. Call us at 412-575-2600 is that number to call. We're here talking with Paul Zeise of the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette and 93.7 The Fan tonight. And we have a lot to get into, beginning with a pretty good road trip for the Penguins. They beat Washington to start it. They lost to Tampa, which is not something that I worry about because I think Tampa's playing incredible hockey right now, and you know they're going to be that way. But I also think winning last night in Florida, given that team was struggling and played well and tried to get out of it. It's a good team, good offensive team. I think they did a pretty good job.
Yeah, I thought last night it was funny. I didn't know that I don't think they played great, but Tristan Jarry was amazing last night, and that was the difference in the game. I mean, in the last 4 minutes of that game, how many goals do you think he saved in the last 4 minutes of that game? Just because, I mean, he had to, even with a second left or 2 seconds left, I mean, they had a
Kenny
really
Dadonov had a breakaway. You never see that coming at with, especially when they know it's going to, they're doing everything.
It was incredible. The last 3.5 minutes of that game, Tristan Jarry really saved them.
Yeah, he really did, and that fuels the number one goaltender issue, which a lot of people want to make Mike Sullivan has a great thing. He's playing extremely well because he can use both guys. Both guys like the competition.
Yeah.
Both guys want to be that man who get the net in the opening of the playoffs. But right now, we're at them both. See what happens.
Yeah, what's interesting is if they're both playing really well going into the playoffs, you almost have to start Murray, right? Just because of his experience, or I still
think it's a chapter unwritten yet. We're going to find out over the next month and a half.
What happens if Tristan Jarry's playing a little better than Murray? Would you start him first?
He didn't hesitate to put Matt Murray in when Marc-Andre Fleury still was the man here. It doesn't matter. It's who he believes. Now there are other components that go into this, like Jarry's stick handling ability, which is better than Murray's.
Right.
Depending on the opponent you may face, you may want that aspect of his game that Murray cannot deliver on. So it just depends. But if they're it's a great problem to have, which makes me think, Paul, there will not be a trade for a goaltender. A lot of people think trade a goaltender because they're both restricted free agents. Get one, get what you can. I don't think they're going to do that. They want to win now.
No, I mean, I've heard people talk about trading Casey DeSmith. I mean,
Toronto could use the help.
Is he really going to bring something back enough? I mean, maybe if you package him, but I think if you put one of your two goaltenders up on the market, that would be different. But I think that'd be stupid. To me, we've seen far too much evidence over the last, they're both of their Stanley Cup runs. You need two goaltenders.
No question about it. You also need a power play that's starting to click. And it hasn't clicked. It did get a goal last night, which was nice to see, but prior to that, they were 0 for 11 in 2 games. It's been hot or cold with that power play, and I think sometimes they get caught up, again, in trying to make the Picasso goal as opposed to just, putting a puck on the net. There's nothing bad with that. Go to the net and get a rebound.
Yeah, and I think that's, over this course of this 15, 16 years since Crosby and Malkin and company have been together, hasn't that been the biggest problem when their power play gets when it struggles? It's because they don't shoot the puck enough and they don't take the simple play because they're trying to connect the dots and make a play that's going to be a highlight, and it's just that you can't do that. You've got to put the puck on the net and get some dirty goals sometimes.
Yeah, and Crosby did last night. He goes to where he knows how to redirect pucks. They got a big goal, as it turns out. All right, we're here taking your calls. It's 412-575-2600. That is the number to call. You can also tweet us at KDPomp, at Paul Zeise. We're here till 11 o'clock. We're taking your calls and everything else that's going on coming up tonight right here on the Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call, powered by FanDuel Sportsbook. We're coming back with those calls right after this here on Pittsburgh CW. The Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call is brought to you by Ireland Contracting, putting new roofs on Pittsburgh homes for over 25 years. Call Ireland Contracting at 1-800-NEW-ROOF.